each other. He came to my house one time for a party, and like he knew I rapped, and I always like I had like I had did projects with my other homie Webs and stuff. Like we had put mixtapes out, but like we didn't really know how to like market or anything. We tried, we passed them out and stuff, but we did like Reverb Nation stuff. But like it wasn't until like I really got with Johnny that like I went over recorded with him. One of the people in the band really liked the song we did, so we started a side project, a side band, and that's when like I got my like first show, and that's when I got the first taste of it really, like being like, oh, like performing live, and that's when I really was like, this is what I want to do and stuff. Like,
And what did you do in the band?
I rap.
Yo, you were in a rap band in like 2009?
No, this was around I'm trying to think when, probably like 2013, 2013, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. Like I could be mistaken, because I'm thinking like it was right around the time my son was born in 2014, and that's when like everything kind of popped off right around having a kid. So it was kind of like it got a little hectic trying to juggle everything. Like the music stuff started taking off the same time. Like the family thing did too.
That's super nifty. So like prior to that, in like the 2009 to 2013, you're just kind of like floating around trying to dibble and dabble, and then all of a sudden this bad situation happens closer to like 2013, and that's when.
Well, yeah, like I kind of don't like I don't want to take away from like, because I was working with my buddy Webbs, and we put out 3 mixtapes together and
You'll
stuff.
definitely
and, like,
tell us about putting out 3 mixtapes with Webbs.
yeah, I was like, I don't want to skip over that, like 'cause my homie, shout out like my homie Webbs and stuff, like he's amazing MC, just artist as well. Like he sings, plays guitar, like he's a beast and stuff. Like, but yeah, that's what like I met him and just kind of the party scene. Like I said, just kind of partying around. They were kind of just freestyling stuff at a party, and I didn't freestyle too much. I was more of a writer at that time. Like I still am. Like, but that was like my first taste of having a freestyle. Like what I mean, like improv and stuff, and just like he was really good at freestyling and stuff, and we kind of like I helped him to get to writing more, and he helped me to get to freestyling more. Then he started investing in equipment and stuff and started putting out our mixtapes. It was all on him, like really, like like so like honestly, yeah, like definitely couldn't cut it out without him. Like without him, like like I wouldn't have had that drive just to keep going and stuff with it, and just to like sharpen my skills and stuff. Like then were my first experiences really recording, coming up with stuff, and like
See, I remember.
Ahead,
were you guys like and you guys weren't really performing, you were just more like creating it and trying to like put it out and get some buzz online?
Yeah. See, I've never performed. Well, I've performed with him since then, like,
Right.
but like we like during the mixtape eras, yeah, we didn't have no shows, and like I said, I didn't even really know there was a hip hop scene here then still, because like I was still kind of like just doing my own thing. Like I wasn't like, I've never been like that person to go out to the bars and stuff all like that. I didn't know there was these shows going on and stuff at these bars like until later on. Like once I started like that's when I started getting with Johnny and the band and starting to realize this hip hop scene that was here. It was crazy, like it's amazing artists here. Like
Yeah, but there's even a big lesson in that, because I did the same thing. I didn't go out a lot when I was young, and I was very unaware of the hip hop scene that happened around me. And I accidentally stumbled into the scene by like a fluke of chance in my mid-20s. But the reality is like I found out there was a lot of cool shit happening that I could have been participating in had I just like gone places and tried to meet some people at a younger age, rather than like doing my own thing in the corner with the peoples. So
yeah.
like, but like it's super, I guess, important then, as like if you're a artist out there, the one thing I found that is like across the board to be truth is you kind of have to go out to the places where the music is to meet the music people. Otherwise you're not going to have an easy time in this world.
Well, and that's what I found, like and that's what, as I got later on, like responsibilities and stuff, like and I try to tell my girl this, like I might get done with my show, I might get off stage at like whenever, but I was like, I gotta sit there and politic. I want to be there to watch everyone else. Like I need to interact. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's things like I have, like, you know, part of the gig and stuff. Like, you know what I
Yo,
mean? So
those are
sometimes when I have to
big.
dip out right away, I know I'm missing opportunities and stuff. Like even a conversation I might have that's with someone that might inspire me or something. You know what I mean? Like even something little as that. Like,
Yo, you just gave another huge knowledge nugget to all the indie artists out there. When you go to the show, watch the show.
oh yeah,
And this is like even me criticizing a younger me, because like I'm guilty of the worst of them. I smoke weed, right? So now you got to go outside for 15 minutes and smoke a joint, and then it's 25 minutes because you got into a conversation. But you miss like a 25 minutes of the show because you wanted to, you know, like. But in reality, if you're actually in the vibe, then you can walk up to the person after and be like, bro, the way you did the blah blah blahs, and that unlocks the door. And you know, people know when you're outside during their set. Okay, like everybody knows when you're not there for your set at most of these shows.
yeah. Well, and that's what, like, you know, I mean, that's a big thing. Like, you know, I mean, shout out my homie Johnny again. That was one of the things like he would try to like drill in my head like early on and stuff. He's like, yo, man, we gotta stick around for this show and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Show some love, support, and like, you know what I mean? No one's gonna support you if you don't support them. You know what I mean? Like,
Huge. It's huge.
dang.
I appreciate you sharing all this. It's good. So basically, if we go back to your story then and you're getting into this world, it's when you guys were doing your mixtape thing. That's when you and Webbs went and met the next guy. And that's when the band side project story picks up. And then you get to go do your first show. And you in the rap band at this time.
Yeah, and it was like in the first, like the first one though, like I said, it was a side project. It was pretty much like the side project of the other band. Everybody that was in the other band was in the side project too, except for me, and there was a girl, Lamore, who Johnny had happened to meet just the day of us all meeting up for music. He had met this girl that sang and was like, you know, I mean, she was just really talented. So he went over to our buddy Dan's house. We all just kind of met up and stuff, and like we wrote a song in 20 minutes. Like it was just like her beating on the table with pens and him playing the acoustic guitar. She sang like a hook. I wrote my verse, he wrote his verse. We all just put together, it just fits so well. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like still a song that we play like out with the band. Like it's went through so many different renditions from there to the band now and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was just like it was a beautiful thing. Like, and that was another thing that was just like, wow. Like I think that was a part of the reason why like that like we got like pushed in, because like another artist from here who was having a CD release party came to one of the practices and just like he dug what we were doing so much. He's like, yo, you guys got to open for me. And he like put us on our show, like shout out Profound Produce and stuff. Like he was the one, like he gave me my first show with Blue Soul was the band, and it just took off from there.
So the band that you were in is called Blue Soul.
Yeah, that was the first one. And then it kind of like, as it went on, it was kind of hard to manage like both bands for like everyone and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? That was in the band. So that's when it came to that point where we just merged the bands together. And then the LEC is the band. That's what I like. And then that's when we just like me and Lamore joined the LEC. And I think that's around the time, yeah, because we've also one bass player, and then Chris Corona, our bass player, joined in with us, and that's when we started doing the LEC thing. Then
What does the LEC stand for?
The Lower East Side Connection.
Yeah, I like that. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, we didn't see like, and we were thinking about like changing and stuff when we kind of merged and everything. We kind of went through, but I'm like, they had already like done a lot with like, you know, I mean, the band, like as far as the name. So I'm just like, even though it's kind of be like, this is going to be like the next phase of it, we need to still keep that band. Like we thought of different things for it, like Love's Extra Cheese and stupid stuff like that. We couldn't really come up with nothing. So we just like, you know what I mean? We just keep it LEC.
Yeah, that must be. So the one thing about being a solo artist my whole career is I've never had to negotiate on names with people. Is it?
Yeah, when you have like 6 people trying to all like figure out something that they like and stuff, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard.
Is it like that with song names and shit? Like, so I imagine, like, or is it like whoever was the songwriter names it, or
Nah, it's way easier with like songs and stuff. Like I remember, like sometimes, like you know what I mean. Like I might just throw an idea. We might write a song and have it done and not have a name for it.
yeah, I can relate to that a lot.
And then there's some like where it's just like you know what I mean. We know where we're going with this. Like me, generally, when I write, like I like to have the concept and the hook kind of done, so I know where I can go from there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I call that the essay format of songwriting, where it's honestly like structuring your song like an essay so that you can bang out your arguments. It's not exactly like an essay, but it's the best way I can like parable that like method is what I look at it like. Because you need to like think about your essay ahead of time, know your content, da 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 da. So yeah,
yeah, you got to kind of write like what is it like an outline or something first, just so you know where your story is going and gonna end. Like, and then there's sometimes like you know what I mean. Sometimes I'll hear like a beat or something like that, and I'll just start writing. And
mm,
then sometimes that helps too, because by the end of the verse, like I know where I want to go with it, and hopefully, like you know what I mean, the hook comes easily, or sometimes it don't. Sometimes, like with this last album and stuff, I did a lot of rewriting and stuff. Like you know what I mean. Some of these songs I wrote 2 songs to, and just kind of like in my head, I'm like which one I like feel more and stuff. Like what do I hear when I hear this beat? You know what I mean? What stands out more to me? Like I wanted to make sure that like you know what I mean. Everything was I'm okay with it. Like
that's super fresh that you put that level of effort in.